Hey YouTube, this is Prometheus, the only YouTuber that provides you with full games of all the tips and schemes I post on my channel. I'll show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So guys, if you are new to my channel and you're looking for tips to go ahead and take your game to the next level that are non-meta, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and also that notification icon, because I try to run stuff that's unique, stuff that I personally lab, and stuff you're not going to see with like other YouTubers or other like pro players. So it's going to make it more difficult for your opponents to be able to stop you quicker, because they're going to have to figure out what you're doing. Now I want to talk about a formation I love. It's a single back ace formation. I love the balance. You can run the ball to the right, to the left. You got inside dives, stretch plays, and all that kind of stuff. You got RPOs, and it really is one of the better formations, because you're not going to give a tell to your opponent based on the way the play is set up. Now I want to talk about a particular play that has been in the game for the longest time, and it's a meta play for me personally, a play I use a lot that I don't think a lot of people really talk about, and it's a single back skinny boast. What's great about this particular play is that it is post routes that attack the middle of the field, and then you have built-in flat routes, and it's a play that you can run stock successfully. But I want to share with you how I run this play in Madden 22 and how you can run it to be very successful with your scheme too. Now I'm going to run this against random nickel defenses because a lot of players online are using nickel, so I don't know what the CPU is going to come out of. And basically this is the play that we have set up. Now you can run this play stock and make your progressions and reads from there, but I don't like that because sometimes it becomes a little bit too predictable on running the play stock. So this is how I like to run this play. There's a couple different ways I like to run it. First and foremost, I want to go ahead and wheel up my running back. That's going to tell me on how I'm going to set my play up. Is the running back wheel is going to give me a release for my reads, and make it a little bit easier for me to go ahead and make my reads and stuff like that. And it's going to open up zone coverages too. So I want to just go ahead and wheel this guy up. Against zone coverages, you've got basically the wheel route with the running back, and you can get some big plays with that. But the problem is that if you just run this play stock with a wheel, a lot of times all the opponent has to do is they just have to go ahead and just take that wheel route and maybe man it up or put some kind of defender out there, and that will stop it. So I want to go ahead and create a problem for my opponent where he can't defend both sides of the field or take away a wheel route or the over top route, because you can easily, as a user, you could take away the threats of these routes. So we've got the post that's over the top of the coverage, where you can take away the runner. So as a user, you can come in and actually go ahead and user this guy, but stay right in the passing lane of the post over the top. So we want to go ahead and make sure that our opponent can't stop this passing concept. So I just moved the ball over slightly, but I want to show you what happens is that if you've got basically this wheel route off the back side, he can user that away, but you want to go ahead and make sure that he has to respect the other side of the field. So here's a couple different adjustments I like to do with this play. I like to streak up my tight end and put the outside receiver on a slant route. Now, when I make my progressions, the wheel takes a little time to actually get into his passing lane, so I can read left to right with this particular setup and make very fast and easy progressions. So my first area I'm going to look to is this slant route on the back side, and then I'll make my progressions to the wheel route and the post over the top. So if his user is concerned about the running back wheel, because he knows the wheel is going to come to the strong side of the field, he might be floating somewhere in this area right here to go ahead and take away that post. He might be take away that post, and he's going to try to take away that wheel. So what we want to do is we want to put something on the opposite side of the field that he can't cover. So what I like to do is I like to do a streak slant concept. This is a passing concept that I've been using for years, and basically what I'm doing is streak this guy up to clear out the zone and have a slant on the back side that I can complete. So if he's floating around with his user over here, I basically just go ahead and pop this guy in this back side right here. If he's floating, if he tries to take away this slant concept, I've got a post on the back on the other side that I can hit, where I can drop it down to this wheel route that which is getting cleared out by the flat route. So once again, here's your setup, and you got your slant that you can hit on the inside of the coverages if he's floating around the opposite side. Now you don't necessarily have to run this setup. The wheel is really going to open this up. You could do a flat curl concept, really good against man coverages, and catch your opponent off guard. If you want to get more depth, you could do a deep comeback route. and that actually will go ahead and just get in a sweet part of the zone. So that's going to get him a little bit further out. But I like my progressions fast and easy to read. So my preference is to run the play like this initially, and just go ahead and just throw right in front of his defenders with the streak. Now this play also works great down the red zone. Now down in the red zone, I'll do a slightly different adjustment. I'm going to streak up my tight end, put my running back on the wheel to the wide side of the field, and then the outside receiver, instead of putting him on a slant, I want to go ahead and pull a defender out to the outside. So I'll put this guy on a fade route, and that will preoccupy defenders. Now my first area I'm going to look to is Higbee, and then I'm going to go ahead and basically, if it's man coverage, I'm going to look to Woods, and then I'll look to the running back underneath. So you can see how that area, if you throw that quick enough, you can actually get an easy completion. So this only works when you're inside 10 yards, but basically what you want to do is you want to look to this area right here. If the defender clears the zone, go ahead and throw it right away and get an easy completion. So we're going to watch Higbee. Manned up. Got the little check down with the running back off the backside. It's just very fast reads. I'm going to watch this guy. See how these guys are falling into the zone? Or I'm going to go ahead and look to the opposite side. And you can see, look, these guys, it just opens the red C's, and I can hit this running back underneath. I also had leverage with this guy in the backside that I can actually hit on the inside because of the way the coverage was set up. Now, of course, if you wanted to, you could still do the slant streak concept. Things makes things a little bit tighter, but that will catch your opponent off guard. You can also just do a drag underneath too, but once again, that makes things a little bit tighter. And you're not likely always going to fall into the end zone when you have an elite wide receiver like this. But this is what's cool about this particular play, though, is that you have that in your back pocket. You could still go ahead and just beat this guy on the ground, with just rushing the ball in with a dive play or a stretch play. So that's what I love about this particular formation, this play, skinny post. I also have a breakdown of this play right here, which is play action post dig. This is a good play to catch your opponent off guard, especially if you're blending in the skinny post. So if you go to my Patreon, you'll see a full scheme, a mega scheme that I show, where 3 different formations I built out with another formation I built out. So once again, guys, if you do like these type of tips and you're looking for different strategies just to change up your gameplay or your options, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I try to post stuff for you guys weekly, and I'll show you some gameplay of me using this stuff online against real opponents too. So once again, thank you for your support, guys. Until next time.